Welcome to the M-3500 servo controller quick tip video, Sine on triangle. Today we're going to show you how to set up a test for sine on triangle, which is not a standard function. We're going to use the block cycles. We're going to start a new test by selecting New on the File menu. And yes, I'm sure I want to create a new test. We're going to do a dependent test. Going to add our first step. We're going to ramp our displacement to our peak of our waveform, which will be 2 inches. And we're going to take 5 seconds to get there. And we're going to have a test time of 5 seconds, test step time of 5 seconds. I'm going to add a group. This is going to house our 2 steps that are going to create our triangle waveform. And I'm going to repeat it for 100 cycles. You can repeat as required in your test. Inside the group now I'm going to add my first step, which is going to be a sine wave at 4 Hertz, amplitude of 0.25 inches. We're going to do a set point of -10 because we're starting at our +10. we're starting at +2. I want -2 inches for the lower side, and we want 5 seconds to get there. And then I want a step time of 5 seconds. We'll add update, and now we're going to add a second step. So we're going to go, we can copy this step because everything's going to be the same except my set point is now going to be positive because we're going to go from the negative to the positive. And I can click add update. And I'm going to add one more step to the end of our test. So I'm going to click new step. That's in our group, but I don't want it in the group. So if I click move down, it moves it outside our repeating group. And this I want to be a ramp similar to the very first step, except we're going to ramp to 0 position, and we'll take 5 seconds to ramp there. Add update. So there's our test. First step ramps to +2 inches. Our first repeating step goes from +2 inches to -2 inches as our set point, which is our triangle wave that our sine wave is going to ride on. Our second group step is going to do the same except from -2 inches to +2 inches, and that'll repeat 100 times. Step 3 will ramp back to 0, and then the test will end. So we're going to save the test, which will save it to memory. This doesn't save it to disk. If you want to save it, you need to go File, Save As. Now we can run this, but first let's turn on a graph channel. I want to look at our command and see what we're going to command. Right now you can see we're scaled at 100,000 inches. It's going to be hard to see this, so we're going to manually scale. We know we're going from -2 to +2, so I'm going to go -2.5 to 2.5 inches for our full scale on the graph. And I'm going to extend the width so that we have more time. We're going to set it to 50 inches. 50 seconds, so we can see a long-term wave here. So now if I click run, we should get some. Here comes our amplitude. There it is. This is our 4 Hertz sine wave on our 0.1 Hertz triangle wave. Now I can zoom in on this and we can get a better view of the sine wave in there. So we're going to go range. Let's go back down to, let's do 1 cycle, which will be 10 seconds. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to contact me for one-on-one support. My information's on the screen.